6 in the morning, police at my door. Fresh Adidas squeak across the floor. Out the back window, I make an escape. Don't even get a chance to grab my old school tape. Mad with no music, but happy because I'm free. And the streets to a player is the place to be. Got a knot in my pocket weighing at least $1,000. And this is Thunderdome Metal Reviews bringing you Body Counts Carnivore. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. How are y'all doing tonight?
Feeling carnivorous, I guess. Yeah, let's do this body count thing. I love body count.
Tracy,
I feel no remorse whatsoever.
None.
We figured that with the motor basement. I have a question for you, Tracy.
What's up?
Do you know that song's a cover?
It's a cover of Ice-T song, isn't it?
Yeah, it's what is some people consider to be the first gangster rap song. Which of course is Ice-T, but
yeah. Well, I just felt like I needed something to go well with the introduction on this. I couldn't make up my mind, and Gabe said something about 6 in the morning this morning about time to record, and I was like, I'm gonna go with that one. I mean, there's just so much lyrical content you can choose off this album to start the review with.
that is very true. I mean, I ain't mad at you. I was just curious, since I know you don't listen to a whole lot of genres other than metal.
Yeah, I'm kind of silent in that fact, but Ice-T is helping kind of chip away at it with this rap metal we got going on. If that's the genre we want to put it into.
It's not the genre I would put it into, but
What is the genre?
Reviews. I would say that this is pretty much a thrash album, in my opinion.
Interesting. What would make it rap metal?
I am more rapping. I mean, he does a little bit, especially on that song since it's a cover, but like this is not Rage Against the Machine or something of that nature.
There's parts in it like I thought the sound crossed the hardcore threshold quite a bit as well.
And then that I can see that too, yeah.
For real.
Especially with, what we had with Biohazard and Punishment and stuff.
Judgment Night.
I thought you were gonna say with Jamie Jasta.
That too. I mean, not to get scores or not, but I really fucking
you get a breakdown. And you get a breakdown.
You get a breakdown.
Yeah, it was almost like Gabe chose this album with this many breakdowns.
Oh, come on, guys.
iTunes refers to it as all black speed metal. That's what
really?
That is the description, yes.
Sure, okay.
Right. But anyways, Body Count Carnivore, released on March 6th of 2020, is the 7th studio album released on Century Media. It has Will Putnoy and the producer's chair. Comes in at a very much band approved 35 minutes and 55 seconds. You've got Ice-T in the lead vocals, Ernie C in the lead guitar, Juan of the Dead on rhythm guitar, Vincent Price bass and additional vocals on the Haters Reel, Ill Will on drums, and Shawnee Sean sampler and backing vocals, and Little Ice Hype Man and backing vocals.
I hope one day to be Little Tracy, hype man, and backing vocals.
There you go. You could be the hype man for
Tracy. Why did you do this test?
Little Rooster.
I don't know. I can't remember the exact reason why I put it on the schedule. I was just like, we need to do some body count, and I just put it on there. I think we were talking about it somehow. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna put the album on there because we've talked about it quite a bit. I think off recording and stuff. And I was like, you know what? Let's just go and get it on there and get it out there in the open for everybody to enjoy. This was my first body count for Ray.
Interesting.
I think it's a hell of an album. So
yeah, this was in my top 20 for 2020. So my first year at Thunderdome, I listened to this. This is my 4th body count album. I listened to the shit out of Body Count, Born Dead, and then what's that other one? Something Violent Demise. I just looked it up. Violent Demise, The Last Days, aka 2022. So it's been a lot of body count in my life. So I appreciate you taking me back there, Tracy.
Yeah, I've been listening to Body Count for quite a long time as well. I actually had a copy of their original album with Cop Killer on it. Although some of the stuff after that, I have to admit, kind of hit while I was not really listening to new music. So there have been albums that I've missed, but there have been other albums aside from this one that I've heard along the way.
Yeah, this is my first one as well. I enjoyed it.
I'm
Yeah, I
glad
did too.
I'm glad I picked an album that you guys enjoyed again. I've hit my 2 for the year, I guess. Got to start picking some more obscure shit.
Yeah, that's it. You pretty much filled that quota. Shit that we actually like. Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Well done, Tracy.
Next is
slow clap for Tracy.
Next is some random ass prog for the rest of the year.
You do what you got to do, man. Just know we can retaliate.
I know. I fully expect y'all to. It's just the way things go around here. There will be no peace.
Only Zool.
Only Zool.
So,
But so with this even being my first body count album, I kind of knew what to expect going into it with Ice-T as the front man. But I was really kind of surprised because they do have play. It did surprise me that it's not as rap heavy as I was originally expecting to be. Like I was expecting much more of a, if you want to do a breakdown of, like I should say, genre or style, I was expecting much more of a Limp Bizkit thing instead of what I got with this.
no, man. I mean, this is, if you, I think it was mentioned earlier, the Judgment Night soundtrack where he teamed up with Slayer. You know, this is essentially just that. Ernie C is such a damn good guitarist. And I mean, he just smokes this entire album.
Yeah, I was going to emphasize Ernie C. And live, he's just fucking amazing. Yeah, he's one of the best guitarists in metal. I think underappreciated because, I don't know, I think people often assume that this is going to be Limp Bizkit. I don't know. I think there's, like all genres of music, there are some racial issues in metal.
I mean, I think it's a little unfair too to compare Fred Durst to Ice-T, who's like a far superior like vocalist and lyricist and whatever. But the assumption that the style is going to be similar is also, it's not, maybe not unfair. And that said, like, I think I appreciate Ice-T a lot more for his lyrics than I do necessarily for his voice. And he does less rapping. I think that's correct on this record, but I kind of wish he had done more. One of the things that is on this record is a Motorhead cover. Ice-T is clearly doing his best, but it's not, you know, it's nothing compared to the original. But it's a nice gesture. Again, this is weird for me because it almost reminds me a little bit of a record that we reviewed last week, which is Corpse Grinder, in the sense that, like, you're listening to this record basically because you're a fan of Ice-T, or at least I was listening to this record because I'm a fan of Ice-T. And I'm wondering how many other people have that same experience, and, you know, what draws them to this in particular, you know, and whether they would consider listening to something similar in this genre that wasn't Body Count, you know, like how many people are listening to that?
I think that's an interesting point, and I do think you're right. And that was one of the reasons that Ice-T formed Body Count, is because Ernie C was talking about, you know, he wanted to have a metal band, but, you know, it was hard to break into the scene as an African American. And Ice-T's like, well, I'm famous enough, and fuck it, I'll do it. So they formed the band. And so there is the star power of Ice-T that brings some people into it. But I would like to think that the majority of our listeners would give other stuff that is very similar to this a chance, without that star power drawing them in. But who knows? It's hard to say.
Yeah, I want to echo what you said earlier, but it's kind of a thrash record because I think it really draws on thrash and punk, just as thrash itself does. So, and the other albums did that too. This album is very much, you would not be disappointed, Tracy.
And New England hardcore.
And Gabe, the New England hardcore pace me Cooper says also.
Well,
But you don't
there's
gotta
like
get the
so
check.
much of that here. I was not expecting the heavy metalcore representing here. Like seriously,
Sure.
that took me really by surprise. Like it's so I mean, from the topics too in the album, it's like very like tough guy feels, you know. So that's right up Jamie Joss's alley, I suppose.
That's fair.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of that rap mentality as well. Because I mean, that Ice-T probably brings to it too. But also, I think Ice-T lends a bit of gravitas to that aspect of it because he's lived that life. He's like a D critical beatdown. I wouldn't be surprised he's done that a few times in his life. Just straight up, just I'm coming to beat your ass, and you better be ready. And just did it.
I mean, Newark in the 70s was not fun. Like he was born in Newark in 58. So he was there in like late 70s, early 80s when shit was really busted. And I think like a lot of that first generation that got into what later was called gangster rap, you know, he lived some of that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a certain, and I kind of hate to use the term, but authenticity that is in these records that I don't necessarily get from Jamie Jossa. And I'm not saying Jamie Jossa had the best upbringing or anything, and that might be me making unfair assumptions on my own part. But, you know, a lot of the hardcore bands, when, you know, it's like, okay, yeah, you're tough. Yeah, you're from the mean streets of Delaware. Yeah, okay, you know, or whatever. But not that there aren't mean streets in Delaware, but
it's that black metal YouTube video where the black guy calls in for the band audition for the black metal band.
That's
He's like-
Mushroom Head.
It's Mushroom Head.
That's a Mushroom Head thing. Yes, it's at the end of a Mushroom Head album. It's a hidden track. That whole thing, like, why are you trying to keep us out the game? That's Mushroom Head, dude.
Oh, I thought that was like some crank.
No.
Oh, I didn't.
That is, yes, it's a crank called by Mushroom Head. I just taught you something, Tracy. That's just hilarious, and it is like it's on a Mushroom Head album. So it's like the hidden track at the end. Yeah, I definitely don't see him getting pistol whipped by Eddie Van Halen in the same way as Fred Durst for a variety of reasons. Nor do I see him being a punk bitch who would need to be pistol whipped like Fred Durst. Right? I don't think he would have been in that situation in the first. I don't think he'd do Eddie Van Halen dirty. But anyway, you know, he banged this out at Math is Hard. He's like in his 60s, man. I'm going to put that out there too. Like, not to be ageist,
at the
actually
age
the opposite.
of recording it.
Yeah, no, he's just still fucking doing it. All that SVU. Then there's that his whole TV.
The SVU.
That interview, the interview with him about Leprechaun. He's like, yeah, like if they're gonna offer me $1 million to be in Leprechaun, like I'm gonna say no. Like he just was unabashed. Like, yeah, I was in Leprechaun 2, 3. I don't even remember which one.
Yeah, man. I mean,
I love it.
It's the Henry Rollins principle. I mean, really,
100%.
It's like you're going to cut me a check, and it's something that doesn't compromise me in any way. Yeah, I'll do it. Whatever.
I'm in. Leprechaun.
Yeah. Sure. I'll be laughing all the way to the bank. But about the band itself, I mean, I see it's an integral part of it and has been the entire time. But this band is like they tour all the time. They are very tight, very good. I mean, you know, if you were to file the numbers off and play a track from them and a track from some other metal bands that I really like, and just gave me like a 15-second snippet of it, I don't know that I could pick it out if it wasn't a song that I already knew.
Yeah, I don't think you could, because I mean they're fucking heavy. They got that dirtiness, like crunchiness to them that some bands I think tend to forget when they're going for this style.
Yeah, it's heavy as shit, and so were the other albums before this. I mean, it is much heavier, much faster than what I guess you were probably expecting, Tracy, in terms of like quote unquote rap metal. Yeah, this is not that. It is an all black speed metal band. I don't know if that's what iTunes thinks, but it's heavy as shit. And the subject matter, as per usual on a body count album, is just hitting you with a sledgehammer in the forehead.
Yeah. I do want to say he brought in some fantastic also guest vocalists on these tracks. Like I know my
Amy
wife's
Lee?
not a big
Are you-
fan of that track, but I think
Really?
it's a fantastic track. Yeah.
I was gonna ask you, I'm like, was this the gateway drug for Haley?
No, she won't ever let me. Body count would be a hard no for her.
Bullshit.
Especially once Riley Gale comes in for Point the Finger. No. No. We ready for tracks?
Let's do it.
I'll go first since this was my assignment for everybody. I'm gonna say I like them all.
Cheers. Keep your glasses up because I'm going to say the same damn thing.
Keep them up, because I also think they're all good. Especially when he covers his own song again, Colors. I'm like, fuck, dude. Yeah, he can't sing like Lemmy, but fuck all these songs, all of them. Oh, I'm killing that glass. Oh, this is Thunderdome Punishment.
I guess I'm the odd man out here. I dug.
David's liver needs a break.
Yeah, I'm trying to save David some life. Anyway, Point the Finger I think is really good. Bum Rush has an amazing solo in it. I also dug Colors. I think it's a really tight new version. The Critical Breakdown is just awesome. And I also dug 6 in the Morning because it's a classic.
Speaking of, y'all need to watch the video for the Critical Beatdown. It's fucking hilarious. Just the artwork that's chosen for it.
I will check it out. I haven't seen it. Well, that was the most brutally efficient. Like all.
Yep. So great. I guess I'm first. Looking at my 2020 record, my album of the year for 2020, it is number 10 on my list. And even coming back to it a year and a half later, I listen to this on a regular basis. It's just such a damn good album. It's getting A again. 95.
Yeah, I'll agree with Tracy on that. I think that this is an A. I think last in 2020 when I ranked it, I gave it a B plus. But going back and re-listening to it, it is actually improved. It is set well.
I'm gonna give it a 94, just because there's some body count albums that I like a little more, just because of nostalgia, maybe. But it's definitely still an A. I'm giving myself a tiny bit of room. 94. It's good shit though.
Yeah, this is my first experience with this band, and I think I probably like another record of theirs better. I have to kind of check it out more. I don't like all the songs on here. I think the guest spots maybe distract from what's going on here, so I think I'm going to give it a B.
That's cool. I bet its average is still like what, a 92 or something.
It is exactly that, a 92.
I grade shit, Tracy.
Woohoo. I got a 90. I got a group grade of a 90 for a change.
Oh my god, that's amazing. You're welcome, Tracy. Thanks for
Normally
picking it.
it's sitting at a mid B.
Mid B at best, because you gave it an A and we gave it Fs. Anyway, I would buy the shit out of this album.
Same here.
Same.
Gabe, would you buy?
Might.
I feel like I should buy it. So like actually for real. So it's good shit.
Alrighty. Well, join us.
What are we doing next time, Tracy?
Next time we are doing Gabe's pick in My Dying Brides, The Dreadful Hours.
So take your Prozac, everyone.
That's a really good idea.
Just take your meds before you join us on a
That's a
very
real
depressing and sad episode.
That might have to
Metal
become the new
Reviews.
closer.
Take your meds.